What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video of Grow with Breeze. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Camtasia. Camtasia is a really powerful video editing software that not only allows you to edit videos you shot from a camera, but also allows you to make screen recordings as well. There are lots of softwares like this out there. So in this video, I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about Camtasia to help you decide whether or not this software is right for you. For your convenience, we've also included our affiliate link to Camtasia in the video description. So if at any time you decide you're ready to get started, be sure to check out that link for the latest info on pricing, deals, and promotions. So let's get into it. So we're taking a look at Camtasia. So we're looking at Camtasia's interface right now. I made a little bit of a screen recording just to play around with. And as you can see here, the interface does look really nice and really advanced. It's not quite the simplest out there I've seen. There are lots of different tools and buttons and all that in the interface. So if you're a beginner, if you've never worked with videos before and don't know really what an editor looks like, then it can be a little intimidating at first. But really, this is not nearly as complicated as some of the editors out there. So I can appreciate this type of simplicity. So taking a look at the media file, this is pretty cool and pretty standard. In the media bin, this is basically where you can drop all of your content. So for example, if you're making something that's more of a slideshow format and want music in the background, you can drag both the pictures and the music into here, as well as any videos you have, all that stuff. And also, if you make a screen recording, it's gonna show up in here as well. Now, one interesting thing that I'm seeing about this that's different from other software that can also do screen recordings is that they count the screen recording and the video in this bottom corner right here technically as two different tracks, because on one hand, you can move it around, but typically I've seen in other platforms the full screen recording and a full screen recording of the video itself are both two completely separate things, which in this little editor right here, they are, but in the media bin, they're not. So that's a little interesting and kind of unfortunate, because I know some people, when they edit their videos, like to record the screen recording even for the time that they're not actually gonna use the screen, just to be a little bit more efficient and then cut it up that way. But at the same time, that is more of a minor detail that I noticed. It won't affect the functionality too much. You can also sort by the media type, so that's nice, makes it easy to find things. So the library is another cool feature of Camtasia. You can actually import media like a song or some stock footage or a photo, something like that, into the library so you can use it across projects. Usually in a project, you have to drag and drop whatever media you're using in your video into the media bin. But if you use the library properly, you'll be able to have all the media you frequently use in the library, so it makes it a lot easier to access that when you need to add, say, a title card or something like that. The callout section is actually a little bit more extensive than some other softwares I've seen. The callouts have some nice graphics to them. You can also change the styles. So there are lots of different options you have versus some that have barely anything. You could add maybe text or something, but that's pretty much it. But with Camtasia, there's so many different options. And then you can go to arrows and lines. There are all kinds of different things that you can choose from to make your video more interesting and really bring it to life. Another thing I really like about Camtasia is their transitions. Their stock transitions are actually more extensive and nicer looking than a lot of other platforms out there. They have your basic fades, but then they have stuff like animated mosaic. I've never seen that before. I'm gonna throw this transition into the video so we can see what it looks like. And that was really cool. I really like that transition a lot, but that's just an example. They have tons of different transitions to choose from to make your video look more interesting in general. There are also things like behaviors. So if you want to animate stuff even more, this is mostly for text, but it can be used for anything. So we're gonna put it on here and see what happens.
What's going on,
As you can
guys?
see there, the video really just flew in there. So it's a real nice thing to have to be able to spice up the video a little more and make it more interesting. All kinds of different animations with Camtasia. And then you can add things like audio effects, voice narration, cursor effects, and much more. Another thing I like about Camtasia is how simple it is to edit the audio. So taking a look at the audio section, there are really only a few options. You can change the gain or mix it to mono, auto normalize loudness. This is basically if you have something where the audio is really quiet in one part and really loud in the other part, and it flattens this out to make it sound more level. And honestly, in my opinion, when you're editing simple videos, that's really all you need. Now, one thing I will point out about Camtasia in general is even though there are lots of interesting different features to help make your videos look nice, there's really not a whole lot in the way of cinematic effects. You can't do stuff like you would be able to do in a program like Final Cut to add insane color grading or different special effects like that. This is really more meant for screen recordings and simple talking head type videos, as opposed to stuff where there's lots of action and color correction and that kind of thing. Now, the controls of Camtasia are pretty easy, but I'm not a huge fan of certain parts about it. For example, in order to zoom in on your video, you have to basically scroll, and I personally, when I'm working on a laptop, like the pinch to zoom feature instead, which it doesn't have. Now, to zoom in on the actual editor itself down here, it's a little bit easier. You just hit this and go like that. And one thing I really like about this is that it zooms into the editor really smoothly. And in addition to that, it shows the waves of the audio here. So if you're really familiar with what you recorded and just have to cut out a few mistakes and dead spots and stuff like that, then you barely even need to actually watch the video. You can just clip out the parts where there are dead spots in the audio or where the audio waves don't look quite right, where you know you made a mistake, and then you're done. It's so much easier versus a lot of other programs where you can't actually see these audio waves, and it makes it so much harder to work with. All in all, there are lots of different tools and features you can use in Camtasia that are really straightforward and intuitive. But at the same time, if you're looking for really fancy features where you can do color grading, animations, and that sort of thing, then you're probably gonna be disappointed because again, this software is more geared towards screen recordings and talking head videos and stuff like that that don't really require a whole lot of different edits to them, more just arranging and cutting clips and that sort of thing. Now that we've gone over some of the features in the interface of Camtasia, let's take a look at how much it costs. So we're currently on Camtasia's website in the pricing section, and let's take a look at what we get. So Camtasia is compatible with both Windows and Mac operating systems, and it's also available in several different languages. You also get a 30-day money-back guarantee when you buy Camtasia, so if after 30 days you decide you don't want to use it, you can always get your money back. Now Camtasia is $249.99, and it's just a one-time fee, so it's not a subscription or anything. Once you bought it, you have it, so that is an upside. Another thing you can buy in addition to the program itself is a 1-year maintenance. So that basically means that after a year, once Camtasia has a new version, you can always upgrade for it, and that's a $50 annual fee. So you'll be charged $50 a year in order to keep up with maintenance. So that's really if you want the newest versions of Camtasia as they come out, that's what you'd be spending the money on. But really, if you just want to get the current version and keep that forever, which I probably would myself, just because I can't imagine what else would be added to a video editing software that's really gonna change it that much. Some people might wanna actually get the new version every time it comes out, but that's really up to you. Overall, for $249.99, I would say Camtasia is a pretty good value. Now again, we do have our affiliate link to Camtasia in the video description, so if you do decide you wanna try it out for yourself, be sure to hit that link so you can get the latest pricing, because by the time you're watching this video, it may have changed. So in conclusion, my final thoughts about Camtasia. Camtasia is a really useful and simple to use editing software that's also really good for making screen recordings. There are lots of different tools and features you can use to make your screen recordings and general, more basic videos more interesting and engaging. So for example, if you're doing a screen recording for a tutorial, or if you're doing a talking head video, it can be really good for that. Or if you're doing something more similar to a slideshow or a simple music video, something like that, it's gonna be really good. But if you're looking for a software that has the ability to do some insane color grading, more cinematic effects, and that sort of thing, then you're probably gonna wanna look at a different software, because for the price, there are softwares out there that are more geared towards cinematic type videos, that have more color grading features and more stuff focused on action. So if that's what you're looking for, I would definitely recommend checking out something else. But if you are more into the screen recordings and more simple videos, then Camtasia is a great option for that. Again, if you are ready to get started with Camtasia today, be sure to check out our affiliate link in the video description, and that will take you right to Camtasia, where you can see the latest info on pricing, deals, and promotions. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next Grow with Breeze video.